Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Wednesday stream. We're going to get a print going here, and then I'm going to minimize myself out of here, but I will be still in the chat, still talking to you guys. The invite's going to be set up, so if you want to come in and you're part of our Discord and you have access to that Discord, please join us in that area, and we'll be more than happy enough to get in here. So we're just going to make the announcement right now and get that out to Discord because I started this before I started Discord. I do that all the time. Just because I want to talk to you people and say, hey, how you doing? And let the first people know I'm saying hi. So hey, everyone. If you're watching this already pre-recorded after it's been uploaded to YouTube, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I know it's a long streams, but those views do help. Also, giving this a thumbs up also does help a lot too. So it's one of the things that always makes things a lot more fun and enjoyable. Okay, so that's now posted in there. So hey, Jimmy, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. I do appreciate everyone that watches. So thank you so much for joining us. So how you been, buddy? Been pretty good? Hey, Never Let the Machines Win. How you doing, Mike? Glad you could join us. A little sore today. If you don't know, I have bad knees, and they're really killing me today. Up and down, moving around. Yeah, pain. So always fun, always great. So I'm looking at this item here that I'm going to start printing. Everything looks good. 4 lines, 4 lines, 4 lines. Supports. Let's see how this looks with supports. That's the one thing I hate doing is putting supports into a picture, but sometimes you got to do it to something you're building. I'm actually working on a few other video ideas, so those are coming soon. No idea when they'll be coming out, but I hope to be posting the video up this week. Yeah, so that's going to be worked on also today. So I get that up for you guys. And it's nothing spectacular. I'll warn you right now. A lot of people are going to feel a little bit like, oh, you just hate this program. No, I don't. I have my beef with it, and that is what it's going to be all about. So I'm just getting everything all set up here. Cancel that. I want for one more piece on there. If I can do 2 of them at the same time, that would be even better. So let me see if I can do 2 of them and see how bad the time is going to be. It's only going to be only 5 hours, and I'll be definitely do the 2 pieces. Back bottom, front bottom, back bottom. Let's throw that one in there too. Okay, we're gonna grab it. I might have to adjust these a little bit to give me better coverage, but yeah, if you guys see what this tiles say, you'll know exactly what I'm printing. So well, I'll keep that a little bit of a secret, but maybe we should start our printer and get our printer going here. just log in here. Oh, don't be doing this to me today. Oh, it's not the full one. That's right. Sorry, I got a lot of passwords I tend to remember. They're what I call my ultimate. They're my passwords I just use for things around the house and whatever. So let's get to bed 2:15, and I want the bed to be at 60. There we go. Hey, one rounds and Mr. Buttram, thanks for coming in. I always appreciate it. So it's showing all four of you guys in here. Good morning or good afternoon to all you, which is what it is on my time here. But so stuff that's coming down the pipe. Nothing really much that I can say. Next episode is going to be on Octoprint and my love-hate relationship with it. Mostly going to be talking about how I got my video fixed instead of it being a 4x3, 16:9. And there seems to be, out of all the videos I watch, no one seems to go into that and say, yeah, this is all you have to change. It's going to be a short video, but no one talks about it. I'm rethinking maybe I should bring back the 50 top prints of each month, which I might just do 5 prints from that and just say, okay, there's those prints for that month that I've liked. You love to love Octoprint? Somehow I have a feeling you had the love-hate relationship with Octoprint too. But yeah, no, my love-hate relationship with Octoprint is actually pretty valid. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to go with Brenner fix that. There we go. Okay, let's fix this up. So I'm going to look at the print now. It says it's going to take about 7 hours to do it. I'm not surprised, but I don't like the position of these parts are in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them around here and try to get them, physically move these. Okay, let me put that one there. So this one, now I want to rotate it around. Like so. There we go. Give me the move character. Let me move it closer to it. Move that in a little bit more. See this one, move this in closer to each other. And now we're going to go prepare again. Till I move them. Now the question is, should I do a raft since they're standing up? Because if I'm printing them like this, straight up, I guess I should put a raft. And I gotta clean that up, that little bit of drip right there. But hey, Red Light, thanks for coming in. Let's see here. To print. I'll throw a raft down. Just be on the safe side. I'm looking at these. When they're doing side to side, I don't mind doing one at a time. But since I got two of them on here, it's not such a bad thing. I'm going to put a raft down just to be on the safe side. Yeah, I know it's using a little bit more filament, but raft or brim. Okay, yeah. Maybe a brim might be better than a raft. Because a raft actually raises it a little bit, where a brim doesn't. Foggy afternoon. Did not know that over there. Yeah, but Jimmy, you live up in Florida, right? A little bit different down here where we deal with our temperatures aren't as bad, but no, raft is better. The brim is the worst one to use. And it's showing stringing everywhere, which is kind of funny since I'm using PLA. I love Cura sometimes. It does some weird stuff. It likes to say, oh, you're going to have stringing all over this place. I'm like, no, I won't have stringing. But that's probably because I have supports on. Turn off the supports because they're not required on this print. Prepare again. It's always like that. Our weather right now has been, you got to admit though, Mr. Bedroom, I know that you live not that far away from the Canadian border, but far enough. But you got to admit the weather's been kind of weird the last couple of days. We've had rain in the middle of winter. Usually we have snow in the middle of winter. So I know that you can contest to this. And the weather's been kind of blah. Like it's not snowing all the time, or it's mostly been warm. It's been like around the minus mark. In your case, 32. We haven't seen a real dip, like down to 0 Fahrenheit, or in our case, which would be about minus 30, closer to maybe even plus. No, our minus is, well, to your plus in like around the 10s. We haven't had that really nice, nasty cold snap yet. Yet, if you look at my friends down in Western Canada, prairie provinces, which we call the prairies, that's Manitoba, so Winnipeg, Saskatchewan, and Alberta, and even Vancouver, which is an odd place. They're in a deep freeze. We're talking like minus 55 Celsius. I have no idea what that'd be in the Fahrenheit scale. All I know is it is lower than minus 40 in Fahrenheit. That gives you an idea how cold it is out here, out over there. Over here, we're not experiencing that, but over there they are. And one show you might know, the first layer, Richard and them, they're dealing with that cold and they're just going, oh God, it's too cold. And I was talking to a friend who lives up there. He said he couldn't start his car this morning. He messaged work and said he ain't coming in. He can't get his car started. They said, don't worry. You can work from home today. He's like, oh, great. I get to work from home. But he's like, yeah, it is just too cold. Yeah, I know. Talk about weirdness, huh? Ricky, I agree with you 100%. And that's Tanner 3D that's in the chat. So thanks for coming in, buddy. But yeah, it's weird. Tornado warnings? Wow. It's weird. But yeah, no, this weather's one wacky weather system we have this year. I guess Gary T's is in the frozen north. That cold for you, eh, Gary? I'm sorry to hear that, man. But thanks for coming in, though. I do appreciate it. I don't think I've actually seen Gary in our chats before. So, Gary, hey, how's it going? So right now I'm getting ready to do a print, and it looks like the print is finally finished processing it. Yep. Okay, let's see if we can get this print going here now. So we're doing this at 215 with the bed at 60, and then it's supposed to drop again to then drops down to 210 for the rest of it. So I'm just gonna get this all set up here. So I do apologize if I seem a little distant. It's not that I'm trying to be distant here. I'm just making sure we get the file uploaded properly. There's the helmet. I think I just let the cat out of the bag. Oh, thanks so much for jumping in. Hey, John Mack. What the hell do you mean you shouldn't beg up cats? They shouldn't beg up cats. They don't like that. I have no idea what Mr. Butchum's getting at. So, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, there's the information. I'm gonna run that down in the bottom here, so it's not annoying people too much. I'm back in the chat so I can see you guys there. So I believe Butchum has a wrench. I believe John Mack has a wrench. John Mack has a wrench, and I also believe Tanner, I think, has a wrench. So what I can recommend is be friendly to the mods. Don't knock them off, or they're going to get mad at you and throw wrenches at you. Yeah, that's a good question. Did you have a flood? or well water, and that's for your pump for your well. The information continues as we wait for John Mack to talk about it. 600 feet deep of water damage? Oh, it was for a while. Okay, so wire broke 500 feet deep. Okay. Well, you guys are talking. I'll be right back. I'm going to get the printer prepped up and start the print when I get back. All right. Oh, nice. John Mack's at home again. So if you wanted to jump in here, he could. Let's start this and get this print going. Auto print. Print. Helmet. There we go. Not saying the print's too big. Interesting. Yeah, it's going to print it? Well, it's open chat. That's why I threw the chat in the Discord, so you can jump in there if you want to. Anybody that's interested in our Discord, if you've never been there, that's our link for our Discord. Just go to discord.gg/H capital T blah 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 blah. And you can easily join the Discord and follow us on Discord. It's a great way to follow the channel. And if I'm nice, I'll let you into the Discord, and you can then join our video chat if you want to. It's a great way to chat to others that are that are out there. Show off your prints. Have some fun. That's what Discord's all about. And that's why I made Discord that, so you guys can have some fun. And that's why I always put out. I remember making some weird sounds back in the background. You hear it go. It sounds like a dial tone, like when you turn the dial and go and you hear. You remember the old rotary phones? The ones that you had to push one and then turn it, and then you hear. That would sound like it was in the background because you hear it go. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, looks like it's going to print the parts I wanted to print. Now you guys get to watch my printer go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I don't know about FlashForge Finder. If FlashForge uses the same as Marlin, that should be a simple, easy update. Me not owning a FlashForge, I can't really say. The only person I can think of that would know that would be Daniel Halvert. He is a genius when it comes to 3D printing, especially when it comes to that type of stuff. If you want to fire him a message, you can probably know it, or even Brian Baker might know. Brian, do you know anything about FlashForge Finder, about flashing its firmware? Do you know anything about that? So maybe Brian's running into that. Everybody say hi to Brian Baker. As you all know, he is from the First Layer, so say hi to him and have a nice conversation. Remember, I do have a band hammer, and I will use it if I need to. Yeah, what? Runs his own crappy software. Hang on. I don't remember ever FlashForge running its own software. Usually it can use Cura or use Prusa. If you can't use those, then they changed something in their firmware a long time ago. Then they changed something. But I always remember them running. I could run. Oh, is it closed source? Oh, damn. Then yeah, if it's closed source, you might have to actually. Oh, flash print. Okay. Flash print, then yeah, that would be a closed source system, and you'd have to either. You know who might be able to help you out with that? There's a kid called Luke Cunningham. If you're not following him, Make with Luke. He is pretty smart too. He actually took a lot of the closed systems and started putting in ramp boards into them so he could actually run the programs that he wanted to run on them and make them print a little bit better. Oh yeah, I can run SS3. That's right. You can run Simplified 3D. Yeah, if it is closed source, yeah, I agree with you right there, Mr. Butcher. It blows. But yeah, if it's running FlashForge and it needs its own software, that means it's a closed source. And that means it requires certain schematics and everything else. So you might be better changing out the board completely. I don't know. Oh, that'd be nice. They add Marlin 2.0 support. I know that will make a lot of people happy. But yeah, I haven't played with FlashForge, nor do I own a FlashForge. I wish I did, so I could actually play around with it and learn a lot more. But FlashForges are not in my price range. I think they're like 4,000 or 5,000 starting. But yeah, I'll try SS. I would try S3D. Now, be warned, it's about a $200. It's about $100 to $200 program. So yeah, so there's that. But if they're, 400 Canadian. Oh, dude, you got a good deal then. Last time I looked at them, they were a lot more expensive than that. But then again, I was looking at brand new too. So, and I wasn't looking at that model. I was looking at the FlashForge. I think it's the F5. Flash Forge 3 or something like that, which is pricey. Yeah, no, I agree with you there, Brian. I have S3D. They did something I was not happy with, and that was, oh well, we're going to go and say anybody that bought it now has to pay for a new copy, has to pay this, has to pay that. So, oh man, I'm thinking Forum Labs, mate. No, Flash Forge. It's the model I'm thinking of. No, because Forum. No, I know. Is it Flash Forge or is it? Oh, let's go into their. Let me go have a look here. Flash Forge. Maybe I can find them all I'm looking at then. Flash Forge. Just go on their website to see which one I was thinking of. Amazing the Professional line. There it is. Creator 3 is what I was thinking of, which is considered their professional series. Which I was looking at, which I was like, ooh, that looks neat. That looks like great to play with. But the one that they have for consumer, like the Inventor series, which I was looking at, and and tell you the truth, I think it's a little bit expensive for what they offer. They're still a little pricey, especially if only a 160 by 230. Sorry, 230 by 150 built is the build volume. Height is 160. But what I like about it is that it's all enclosed and I can probably do ABS with no problem and something like that. And it's wireless, no more, and stable, it says. What's interesting about looking at this, it looks like it uses its own software, but it actually can allow you to do better supports by the looks of it. They almost look like trees. I guess it does tree support. But yeah, the one I'm looking at is the Inventor from FlashForge is with dual extrusion is the one I was looking at. I wanted to get a dual extrusion one, but I think that one's a little bit on the pricey side. Yeah, if you're printing TPU, then I can understand that may not be the one for you. But what I'm looking at is I'm looking at a way to do ABS and having an enclosure and print at the same time without it being in a self-contained unit. So yeah, $599 to about $1,000 is the one I was looking at also, which is a little bit out of my price range, and that's just for one of their standard printers. So yeah, I wouldn't be buying FlashForge anytime soon, personally, but yeah. But also, there are other ones. There's like the Dreamer series. There's a Great Pro series, which looks like the same one, and then you have the Guider 2 series, which was another one I was looking at. But I believe, if I remember correctly, I believe this one was just too small, and I kind of gave up on buying them. No, 250 by 280 by 300 millimeters high. Okay, that's not the one I was looking at then. Heated build plate, touchscreen, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they don't give you an idea how much they want for that one, but yeah, it's probably up there. Well, it would be interesting to see them come out with a new version of S3D. I mean, after all, they did say that they were coming out with a new one, but who knows when that'll ever happen. Yeah, just read all the comments, guys. So, $450 on Amazon. Still a little bit on my out of my price range. Like I like to spend about like 450 is not bad. Don't get me wrong, but I'm looking for roughly free right now. Being broke and being at work does not help, but hopefully I'll be working soon. Fingers crossed I get this job. But most of the ways I look at it, it would be nice to be able to afford to buy a Flash Forge. Don't get me wrong. Like if someone said, "Hey, we want to donate you a Flash Forge," I'd be like, "Sure, I'll buy one." Yeah. I have my own way of getting good printer deals. One of my friends works for a 3D printing store out here, and can maybe work me out a deal. I don't know, but if he ever does, great. If not, then yeah, I'll talk to you, Brian. Don't worry. Yes, I have Tricura tree supports, and yes, they do work well. I like them. The ones that they were showing Cura, the ones that they were showing on their site looked like they were little trees coming up, like actual trees. Where I find Cura looks like tree trunks. Just saying. Yeah. But yeah, Brian Baker, I know exactly what you're talking about. So don't worry. Yeah, I'll definitely, when I'm looking for a printer, I always check those websites also. So I'm going to turn this banner off now. We don't need that anymore. Okay, so helping another friend. You might know him as Derek. He comes on here. He runs a YouTube channel. He is looking to hit the 1,000 mark, and he's close to it. So if you guys want to give him some support, if you don't already follow him, check him out. He lives across the pond, just a little bit across the pond. So give him some support. His channel's good. I watch his mystery boxes all the time. I find the mystery boxes intriguing. Though he hasn't worked on any of the projects because he has no room to work on those projects. But he does want to be putting up more videos soon. And he's hoping that if he can hit that 1,000 mark, he can afford then to do these, to do the prints that he wants to do. And, he asked me for some support. And I said, yeah, sure. I don't mind showing it on my channel, showing support. So if you guys are looking for another channel to follow, please do not unsub to me if that's what happens. I don't want you to unsub. But if you like if you do like my content, then you'll probably like his content, and you can find him at the link down below, scrolling across the screen. Yeah, kind of like an ooze shield, I guess, in the sense. You're right there, John Matt, because and they're so satisfying when you peel them off. So, just out of curiosity, how many of you guys have seen the last video I put out? I know Jimmy has. I know I've read a couple comments from others. Actually, I know saw it already, and I know that a lot of you have seen it. Don't leave comments. I understand that. But how was the last video? Did you guys find that interesting? Did you find it non-interesting? Like to know a little bit. What would you like to see better? I'm trying to improve the channel for you guys because you guys watch it all the time. So, yet the numbers seem to prove that the channels that my network is that we've passed. We're getting close to 400. We're actually fairly close to 400. Here, let me show you. So I'm going to go switch this over to close. Let's close this off. And let's go share my screen here. Share screen. So as you guys can see, I'm going for that infinite circle thing. But I'm going to pull this out of here so that the CMP screen is that good. So we're seeing some good growth. I mean, like I had 2 on Saturday, 1 on Tuesday, 1 on Thursday, 1 on Friday, 2 on Sunday, and today I think we just went up 1 anyways. Or yesterday we went up 1. I got an email saying that someone else just subscribed. So we're at 332 subscribers, which is not bad. We were at 299 for the longest period. And as soon as we hit 300, we went up 30 subscribers. Not bad. Well, thank you so much, Faxus. I do appreciate it. Wonder why what? Abba. I'm only at 332. The algorithm doesn't like me, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, no, all your help is much appreciated, guys. Honestly, if we can get this channel up to 1,000, I'd be really appreciated. But I doubt we're going to do this year. It'll be, and honestly, it would be mind blowing if we can hit that number this year. Hit 1,000, get monetized. The reason I want to get this channel monetized only to help pay for filament. Yeah, kind of in the same boat, really. And actually, I'll post it up here so people can see it. And I feel the same way as you do. I don't care. I care about my subscribers, but regular and relevant content is key. I agree 100%. But I'm never relevant. I'm just here doing my thing and just trying to get stuff done. It's to be and to do it on time every day is a hassle, honestly. But why is it saying I gotta show that? There it goes. But no, I've been trying to be doing this all the time. I try to put out as much content as I can. So much work and not enough return. That is basically what it feels like at times. You're right. CNX. Yeah, it feels like that. It feels like I'm giving out most of my time and I see nothing coming back. I mean, it's great that people are commenting now. I'm seeing more comments on my thing, but it's only like I see 2 to 3 comments on a video. It's just like, all right, fine. Got to continue on doing this, but I don't like to toot my own horn. I'm not a person that likes to self-promote myself. I'm not a person that likes to congratulate himself on the back, saying, good job, good job. No, I put out the content because I think people like to watch it. That's the only reason I put out content. And because I find something that someone else may have not found. Someone that may have been going, oh, well, has anybody really covered it? Not really in last videos I've watched. Let me cover it. Like my printer problem. The actual, when I talked about the Ender 3 having a connection problem in the connector, with the connector heating up to the point where it can catch on fire, possible fire hazard. Did a video on it, talked about it, told people check it just to make sure. I got a lot of emails over that. A lot of people mad at me, but then they realized, oh, he's not the only one that put out a video about it now. Okay. And there were a lot of people that messaged me, literally, not on the video, but messaged me in an email saying, thanks for letting me know. Mine was really hot during one print. I was like a little curious, and after watching a video, I decided to check mine, and yeah, my wires were crimped. Thank you for letting us know about that. He's like, I thought it was maybe just normal, but and you read, and I've gotten a lot of those emails about that video, and a lot of people were saying thank you, but they don't put it out on the video. I guess so. Put Fortnite in that title. You know what? I should go look for some Fortnite props and print those and put them in the title. Today we're printing Fortnite. Yeah, Fortnite. Ugh. Yeah, Minecraft. There we go. We'll print them something from Minecraft. Yeah, watch that happen. Yeah. Brian's in Calgary. I know that much. I'm not. I'm up in the sunny side of Ontario, where it's like today it is +3, I think, outside. Let me just double check that. Weather Network. Sorry, +2, but feeling like -2. Ooh, Vancouver, are you guys are in that cold chill, aren't you? The -40 off axis, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I heard it was -30 this morning. I feel sorry for you guys. I guess rubbing in that +2 out here makes you a little bad. Hey, Brian, now that you're back in Calgary and it's nice and warm here, where it's freezing cold for you guys. Oh, you guys aren't in that cold chill? I thought they said Vancouver got the Arctic blast. Or maybe it was just yesterday. It just lasted. Forecaster saying 10 degrees. Well, that's good. Oh, it was like Cullen's here. We haven't seen Cullen in a long time. Let's bring Cullen into the stream. Hello, Cullen. How you been, buddy?
Hang on, I'm well. Hang on 1 second. Let's see if I can sort out my audio here.
I can hear you now. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know you can hear me. I feel like everyone is probably hearing an echo.
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. So how's it going?
Not too bad. Where have you been?
I've been working. Yeah, I've been doing some startup mentoring recently.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat gig. I don't know if you already talked about Neri's Dicebox trademark thing?
No, I haven't even been following Neri's in a little while. I know that's bad of me, but with all of us people with everyone else I'm following, it's hard to keep track of everybody.
Yeah, well, I honestly, I hate to say this, but I don't really pay attention to his 3D printing exploits. I came across it because I follow Leonard French, who's a copyright a copyright attorney, and so he's got a channel called the Lawful Masses with Leonard French, and so he raised a bunch of money to challenge a trademark. Get this, a trademark on a hexagonal box, or a box with hexagonal sub containers. That's basically a dice box, which is not something you can trademark because it's a utility item. They're not trademarking the logo or anything like that. There's an outfit called Elderwood Games that trademark like a honeycomb shape internal to a box.
Okay.
And of course, he has a 3D printable version of this, sort of a design like this up on Thingiverse, and so so there was some money raised to challenge that copyright. I still don't understand why you would copyright a honeycomb design, but okay. So it's interesting to see that work its way through the process. But you can follow that on the channel Lawful Masses.
So we have another troll, basically.
Well, I mean, you see a lot of patent trolling. This is strangely, but first of all, it's strange that you would copyright a design that is a utility design, right? It's the design of the internal structure of a box. Let me see if I can find this right quick, because it is really weird that this would be copyrighted. But yes, it's effectively a troll, but I don't understand why you would even bother defending this, because it's indefensible. And it can't be generating enough money for Elderwood Games to make it worth defending. Let's see.
No, I agree with you. Licensing fees, just so they can get licensing fees and the copyright stuff. We had the same type of issue with someone trying to copyright RSS, which is a weird one.
They were trying to copyright the RSS XML definition.
Well, no, he said that he developed. Oh, he went after every podcaster out there that was making money.
When was this?
This is going back about 4 years ago.
I don't remember that.
It finally got settled, and the case got thrown out of court. But he went after Mark Maron, after I forget the other guy. He went after a whole bunch of podcasts.
The history of RSS is well documented. How would anyone attempt to?
He said that the way that we transmit our audio through using RSS, he developed a program that did that before we did. Okay. And he went after everyone that was making money on.
This was a patent on the mechanism of indexing audio files or some such other bullshit.
Yeah, but we proved it. But we found tons of evidence that says RSS was not the first delivery of media, and we fought him on everything on that, and his thing got thrown out of court. But he still tried to go after all of us as podcasters, including myself, got caught in the whole bull crap, because on a channel that I was part of a podcaster group that was being sued for the channel. And because my show was on that channel, I was listed in that lawsuit. And yeah, thank God I got thrown out of court. I didn't have to show up for anything, but yeah, my name was on that lawsuit.
Huh.
So because he was saying, well, we're not paying the money. And we said, no, we're not paying its patent troll the money because we're using a program that's absolutely free to use, blah, 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 blah. Well, he took us to court on that and we won. So as far as we're concerned, it's now done and it's over with. We do not want, but he was coming after us because the channel that I was working on, we were raking in about $2 to $3 grand per episode. And with our back catalog of being 400 to 500 episodes, we were seeing average person was being paid, average producer on the show was actually being paid close to $300 to $400 an episode.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was making. And the people that were a part of it, they were making a smaller fee, but because we did the edit, I was doing editing for them, I was doing everything else, and I was getting in the range of $200 to $300 range. So they decided to, but this guy who owns the patent decided to go after every podcaster out there on the market.
Well, that's the thing. Patent examiners are very busy. And if you don't provide them, as a person seeking a patent, if you don't go out of your way to provide them a reason to decline your patent, they will not decline it. They will wait for someone to fight it. But that's the whole point of patent attorneys, right? To draw up a patent in such broad language that it could cover any number of things, regardless of specificity of the implementation related to the actual filing. But yes, prior art is relatively easy to come by in these things, so it's just a payday for attorneys.
Yeah, it gets annoying after a while, though. You know.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to put this out here. The one file you sent me. So this is the one that's being the guy is suing us.
This is he's not suing us. He's not
suing.
Nereis. So Nereis complained about this, and Leonard French is doing it not quite pro bono, but is mounting a defense. Having raised some money on GoFundMe to
looks like Thingiverse is broken again.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's a box with octagonal insets, basically. And here's the latest thing from Leonard French, his latest update on this. Yeah, why is it a surprise that Thingiverse is dead?
Yeah. But I'm just showing it so you guys
can... I guess because Thingiverse doesn't actually generate any money for MakerBot, they don't put any money into it. But how hard could it be to maintain proper infrastructure in this day and age? You know, their search, whatever was running their search has been slow for, you know, ever since I've been doing this for the last 3 or 4 years. And now it's constantly dead. So, it's almost there.
Yeah, everything else is loading up, but not the picture.
Not the picture. Well, anyway, it's not an octagonal, a hexagonal box with hexagonal insets. Anyway, so the other link I sent you is Leonard French's update as to the current status of that trademark challenge.
Oh yeah, the YouTube link. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that out to the public so they're big.
Yeah, people take a look at it.
Okay, guys, here's the video link. Don't look away. Remember, we're just putting this out here.
Yes, go look at that after we're done babbling about it.
Yes.
Which is always the best way to do it. Let us babble about it before you have an idea of the context. Anyway, it was kind of a surprise because I don't know. I gather Leonard came across this as a result of a tweet or something, and decided to just take it up because he was interested in it. But it is amazing. People will patent and trademark things, and then go and ask ask forgiveness, just because they figure people who are going to fight it either have the money to fight it or don't. So Elderwood Games, I guess, is a relatively established company. I'm not a tabletop gamer, so I don't know. But
Okay, so Elderwood, from what I know, is a set of is a game publisher. They do mostly I believe they're part of the D&D world, if I remember correctly. They work in that.
I didn't know they publish games themselves. They clearly publish gaming accessory or provide gaming accessories.
Yeah, I think
I recall hearing their name from many years ago, but I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember if they're part of the board gaming generation or they're part of the RGB game book generation. I think they're part of the game book generation, which is the ones like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, Ragnarok, which is considered the advanced Dungeons and Dragons series. I'm not sure where they fall into the dice world. They might be a dice maker only. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to do some research on them. Yeah. But as a board gamer, I usually just stick with like, let's see. The only one that I've ever got into book-wise was probably the, which one's that one? The Hammer World Wars or whatever. I can't remember the name of the brand. I have the box way over here for one of the games. That
the only time I ever got into gaming like that was in summer camp when I was like 12 to 14 or so. And at that time I was playing Shadowrun, which was kind of awesome.
Oh, Shadowrun is a great game.
Yeah, that was
only two players though. That's the sad thing about it.
Really?
Yep, Shadowrunner is only 2 players.
Okay, this is Shadowrun. Maybe I have the wrong name then, because it's basically D&D with a an overlay of cyberpunk aesthetic to it.
Oh,
is that not Shadowrun?
I don't think so.
What the hell was it called then?
I don't want to say I'm thinking Race for the Galaxy, but it has a very cyberpunky feel to it. But Cyberrun did too.
Let me go back and look here.
But remember, Cyberrunner only being 2 players. Oh, no, sorry, not Cyber. I'm thinking Shadowrun. Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah. Oh, Shadowrun Returns on Steam. That's a video game.
No, Shadowrunners, there is a card game for that too.
Yeah, that's not it either. It's not Shadowrunners. It's just called. Shadowrun Online. Shadowrunners. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things of the same name now. Interesting.
No. Yeah, Shadowrun card game.
Shadowrun Dice RPG, D6 set. Okay. Yeah, it was not a card game. It was a dice.
Dungeon and Dragon type. Yeah, but there are the card versions too. If you type in cardboard game,
I see that. There are a billion of these things now. I don't know if they're the same storyline or what, but yeah. So this is the
Cataclysm runs it.
Dice and book game. Anyway, that was my only exposure to these things, and so it's not a particular. I don't find it particularly exciting, except it's interesting from the legal perspective for me.
Yeah, it's interesting in a legal perspective. You know what? I think if they're a really good card game company, then I might forward this off to the guys over at the Dice Tower and see what they say about the whole situation.
I'm sure that this is one of those things that's been moving around various groups, and I imagine a lot of the gamers out there are already aware of it. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they have to say about it.
Yeah, because Dice Tower is kind of considered the cream of the crop when it comes to people that review board games. They're considered like right up there. and I can fire an email off to them and see what Vass thinks of the whole situation.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, because they saw my video on 3D printing. They actually emailed me and said, "Wow, way to go, nice prints." It's like going,
Cool.
thanks.
Yeah, well, I guess there's a huge market for the minifigures for the tabletop board game generation. It was sort of alien to me for resin prints. It was sort of alien to me when people were saying, "Oh yeah, you should print things for RPGs." What would you need printed for an RPG? I'm not going to print dice. That was my only exposure to it,
Yeah, there are players out there. Like personally myself, I'm not one of those board gamers that will go out and print parts for my games. I print, like, if I'm going to print anything, I want to print trays or whatever to store all the stuff, because like one of my games here, which is let me just grab it for you. I'll show you what the heck, how small the pieces are. Just gotta go reach over for it. Oh. Arkham Horror, that's it.
Oh, Mr. Hudson says that never let the machines win. Is it Jim? Is it? No.
Mike.
Yeah. I was standing next to him for a weekend, and I feel so bad. I can't keep everybody's name straight. He had the booth right next to me at Earth. Mike, right? So Mike apparently has another version of that kind of dice box. Mike, if you're here, contact Leonard French. They're looking for other examples of competing prior art. So they want to gather as many of them as they can. I mean, I imagine they're not looking for, variants of Neri's design, but if you've got your own hex box design that is similar to the other one, that they're trying to do that, they're looking for things like that, and also for explanations of what one would use the utility of such a box, whereby you can't patent things that are utility items. No, I'm sorry, you can't trademark things that are utility items, and a design of a box is a utility item. So they're trying to gather information about people's utility use of such designs.
Yeah. I forget who was in charge of the one for podcasters, but we had it through the Electronic Fund organization who helped us out with our little trademark issue where they were going after every podcaster out there, and towards it too.
The Electronic Frontiers Foundation.
Yeah,
they're great guys. Back when they got started, I didn't give them enough credit. I almost tried to get a job there out of school. That would have been kind of awesome. Go be a lawyer for the EFF.
Yeah,
but anyways, they were literally like 2 months old at that point.
We'll give you an idea. So the board game that I have here, which is the part of the Arkham Horror, Elder Signs.
Yeah.
This thing, like the manual itself, is about 24 pages. And each page basically tells you about the demigods, the gods we're battling, and how to fight them. Some of the demigods are almost impossible to beat. And if we don't do it by a certain time, then we got one hell of a bad game on our hands. And it gets complicated fast.
Meaning difficult to keep track of or
difficult to win.
Okay.
After a certain time limit hits, it's like, you basically die.
Yeah.
The game has like this parts, your sets of cards, and your set of demon cards. That's the box insert. Give you an
Okay.
idea. Okay. Now, here's all the play pieces you need.
Hmm. And those are like figures mostly, or buildings, or what? What are they mostly?
Life tokens, special cards, special abilities with your items, depending on the character you are. Your life force powers, dice to control what you can do and what you can't do, storage lockers so you can lock your dice. All the types of different things you need in the game
Yeah.
are all in this here because it didn't fit. Because
I guess I'm surprised at the evolution of RPGs like this, because when I was doing this, and this was what, the late 80s. It was after the Dungeons and Dragons was turning kids into Satanists phase. But it was still, Dungeons and Dragons was kind of on the outs, and the big selling point was you could take a couple of these books to summer camp with some dice, and you could play for hours and hours and hours. Whereas now you've got all of these little accessory items. You have to have a board, and you have to have these little pieces, and I thought it was painful to have 8 different types of dice. There are people who have their bags of dice that are like 50 different variants of dice, and I thought that was excessive. But then when I was in college, all these card games came along, like Magic the Gathering and all this sort of thing. And now they've got these ones with boards too, which it seems like they're going in the wrong direction.
Well, there are some boards that are actually interesting. Some people like designing, like for people that do Magic the Gathering, they're a different type of breed altogether. They like to use their board. They have a board set up so they can know how to place their cards down and everything else, and they use mats.
Right.
Those are card game based. Then you have the RGB base, which is pen and paper.
Yeah.
I've done those. I think we've all done it.
I'm sure we've all played all of these variants at one point or another.
Exactly.
But
that is just taking it to another level when you have the boards and everything else. Some people like that. Some people like a visualization so they can see where their characters are based on an X amount size grid. Some of them are like the idea of doing their miniatures and having their miniatures put on a grid. I could care less.
I was amazed at the huge market in D&D tiles, click together tiles to build D&D arenas and so on, which again seems antithetical to D&D, but
there's 100D golf ball. Oh, good Lord. You gotta be kidding me, Sean. There's a D100.
There are D100s. I remember I remember having seen a D100. It was not the size of a golf ball, but I imagine a D1000 would be closer to a golf ball.
Yeah, I've seen. I don't know when you would use a D100. Honestly,
I think the way we used to play, the Dungeon Master would sort of come up with use cases for stuff like that. I have one, so I'm going to use it to roll for this kind of ability roll or something. And just he would announce it beforehand, and okay, that's how we're going to play this game with this particular die. It's like, okay. But yeah, people would show up with 10 or 15 pounds worth of different kinds of dice. I'm like, I think you're defeating the purpose of having a nice portable little game.
Well, we only go up to D20 in most cases. Sometimes we'll use D3. Was it D6? No, not D6. D3, I think is what it is. Was it D4?
No, these guys used to use D50s on a regular basis, and if they could pull out the D100, they were thrilled.
Sorry, no, D9. Those stupid weird dice that are like triangles, and then you have the other one that's a D9, which is almost like a diamond in a sense.
Yeah.
Those things don't roll well at all, but
at some point you have to just admit these things are novelties.
They are.
Give
me a D20 a day of the week, and I'm happy with those. D6s, I'm happy with those. D8s are a weird one, but I will roll those. When you get into D100, that's when I start scratching my head going, why do we need a dice that big?
Yeah.
And I bet we just confused half of the other listeners who don't even know what D&D is or knows what
everybody knows what D&D is. There are plenty of people who probably haven't played, but I'm sure they understand the premise.
I'm hoping so.
But one of the things I was going to look for on Thingiverse.
So how's your other printer working, by the way? Your Prusa?
Just fine. It's in good shape. I'm still working towards my ultimate goal of having a completely transparent extruder assembly. That was my goal in printing this test fan housing, so that I can take the motor and electronics out of a fan and print it with a transparent housing.
Oh, that'd be kind of neat.
I couldn't find a 24 volt transparent fan. They make 12 volt squirrel cage fans with a transparent housing, but not 24. So I'm having to build that first. And so I have some transparent PETG that I will print it in ultimately. And then I'm going to print a Mark III's extruder assembly in transparent PETG, because I think I'll be able to get away with that with the Mark III's filament switch, the IR filament switch. We'll see. The other thing that I'm trying to work on at the moment is vinyl siding cable clips for what is it, RG6? Is that the coax cable? I think that's what it is. And I found one example of it on Thingiverse. I haven't found others. And of course, I'm not logged in on this machine, so I can't go look at the one I found. But that's
sorry, I'm just setting up a video to watch later. Let's see if I can get this all going here.
Sean says he's not sure if the links came through.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any links right now. I'm going to go fix that for him.
These are links that Sean sent or links that you sent? No, the links that you sent went through, or seemed to.
Okay, Sean, you should be able now to send your links through. I'm just going to pop up this chat so I have so I can, if I need to mod anybody or block anybody, I can, if they want to send a link or whatever, because now it will show up in the thing. But I had to make them mods to make that work. Because if you're not modded, then you can't post a link to the actual channel. Only people that have wrenches are able to do that. So I added you as a wrench, Sean. So you should be now able to post any links that you want to, if you can find the link. Yeah, I've given too many people wrenches, it seems, these days. Okay.
Yeah. It becomes unmanageable at some point. And there are levels of gateway timeout. Yeah, Thingiverse is in deep, deep trouble here. Come on, Thingiverse, you can do it.
Okay. I'm going to put this up because this is ridiculous. You guys see this, and you'll understand what I mean by golf ball. This is ridiculous, though. Share screen. Share application window, that one. Check out that ball. There's the D100 for you.
That seems like that would be almost entirely illegible. You have to sort of get your head directly over it. So, well, it might be that one that's facing up, maybe.
Yeah, but if you notice that 69 doesn't have a line under it, so what if there's two 69s or it's a 96, you know?
Well, maybe 96 has a line under it.
Maybe. So what we're looking at is 96?
Well, one might have a line under it. Well, one would have a line under it and one might not.
Yeah.
But
that could be argued. But you got to admit, that's a little bit insane for dice.
A little bit.
Yeah. And it seems like they're just trolling with the 69.
I don't remember them being quite so golf ball shaped, though. The ones I saw were somehow had seemingly larger, flatter surfaces, but I don't see how that's possible, given the... Oh, well. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, it's because 69 would look like that. You're right. Not 96. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, you just pointed it. Scott pointed out to me that 96 would look different from 69. So, yeah.
The rolled number is always an issue. Yeah, well, imagine if you were rolling it on carpet, you'd be in deep shit.
Oh, it's 96 that needed a line. That's right. Yeah. I don't see a 6 or a 9 on here. Oh, there's a 6 right there. Looks like there's a little dot under the 9 right there.
Yeah.
That was 9 or 6, but yeah.
Has a dot. Yeah.
Looks like there's a little dot representing the 9 from a 6, I would think. And then you got 98, which has a dot there, which I guess tells you which way to read it, I guess. But it's just like rolling that die would be kind of a obstacle trying to, figure out what the dice says.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a little bit much.
Anyway.
Yeah, but oh well. But yeah, that's a little bit of a much of a... That's definitely a golf ball size die. Never mind, my friend had one die. It was yay big, and it was a D20. And what he liked about it is that when you roll it, the 20 would flash if it landed on 20.
Oh, it was electromechanical in some way?
It had a light that would flash when it was on when you would hit D20. So you roll it, and all of a sudden it lands on 20. It just goes do, starts flashing like crazy colors. It's actually kind of cool. But then the battery died, and then there was no way to replace it, so he got rid of it.
That seems ridiculous.
Yep.
You'd think, well, no, this must have been back before you had inductive charging.
This was back about 2 years ago.
Oh, well, they could have put a little inductive charger in the thing, or they could have set it up so you could unscrew it and put a... anyway.
Yeah, for the really big rolls. Oh, just what Sean just said is kind of got me laughing for the really big rolls. Oh, man.
So my other thing that I've been looking for are vinyl siding hooks. And the only one I could find on Thingiverse is this, which is kind of weak. There's one on Amazon that I feel like I should probably copy more than, or not copy, but get inspiration from rather than this design. The idea being I want to put up some coax cabling just up underneath the lip of my siding.
Why do you need to put a coax up there for?
Otherwise, it's just lying across the ground.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
It's going from the termination point over to into a window in my crawl space under the house, and then up into my server closet.
Okay, so this is for your internet, so to say.
Yeah.
Okay. When I think coax now, I think about coax that's about yay thick.
It's
for
RG6. It's standard.
transmission.
No, it's the standard RG6 stuff.
Yeah. See, I'm putting through my house. I'm putting a P285 265 in my house.
I have no idea what the dimensions are. P265.
Yeah.
What that specification is.
It's wire for ham radio. So anything running like if I'm running, say, I'm running 2 meters on a on most connections use a P285, uses a P227. I think it's P27 or P127 connector. It's about yay big connector that connects to the wire, and that wire connects directly into the radio. It uses a type of different type of coax. So yeah, I'm running that through. I'm getting that lined up to run through the house for 2 meter, and I plan to soon put up a 6 meter antenna and a once I get the license, I really do want to put up a 20 meter Yagi, but I know 20 meter Yagi is like, it's huge. It's not going to go. I couldn't put it in the house. I'd have to do what's known as a dipole, not dipole, but the wire. So it'd string one wire to one end of the line to the other end of the line, and thus do a V, or do an inverted V, or do a V pattern. I can also do, and get the length of wire I need for that. But yeah, that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I know that sounds really complicated, but basically it's to get a signal out that's going to be resident. To transmit, you want to have a resident signal of SWR of 1 of 1, or SWR 1 of 2, because you don't want to go anything over 5. That's when it gets into some really funky transmission that can come back through your radio and fry your radio and hurt you also.
What does SWR stand for in this context?
Single wave ratio.
Okay. So signal to noise, basically.
Yeah. And what it also means is how far can a signal travel along wire where it doesn't heat up and become a potential hazard.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we throw wires into trees, into everything, and try to get a signal out. So I got tall trees, so I got that advantage to me.
So you're effectively running a wire up the tree and using the entire thing as an antenna, or an exposed section of the wire as an antenna?
Using as a dipole, more or less.
Okay.
So the dipole, because I can throw a wire into my tree and it lands on the other side, what I can do is an inverted V. So starting at the top, 2 lines go down. Sorry, I'm going to get in the window. So think here is my tree, okay? You got a branch sticking out like this. I throw a line, it goes up and over it, and then I tie down the 2 lines to make a V.
Right.
That's my dipole.
Okay.
And then I can transmit on that inverted V to send a signal out wherever I want. And it will go out like a dipole idea, but those 2 V's are going to help support it to go farther and get me the higher height to get the signal out. It's complicated to explain.
But yeah, I don't know enough about RF transmission to really comment on it one way or another. As long as it'll work, that's cool.
Well, here's something to really wrap your head around, okay? People talk about the RF that used to be able, that, cell phones would transmit, okay?
Yeah.
Saying it caused brain cancer. Well, okay. A phone only puts out about 2 to 3 watts of power. My radio that I have upstairs that's portable puts out 5 to 7 watts.
But you're not strapping it to your head.
Granted, but your antenna is pretty close to your head.
Yeah.
My transmission tower puts out 100 watts of RF. I could take a light bulb, hold it up in the air near my antenna, and that thing will light up like a Christmas light.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah. I can turn on my house lights with the RF from a 2-meter radio that's only running 40 watts. I can turn on my home house lights.
Yeah, well, Tesla's got nothing on you.
That is RF, and people are freaking out about a cell phone. Guys,
Well,
cell phones never put out that much RF.
What they're worried about is the millimeter band, which is, right up there with microwave antennas.
Yeah, but that's only in the milliamperes, and it really doesn't.
Right. Well, that's the whole point, right? It's a debatable concern in the real world. But thank you, Russian bots, for helping us to cultivate fear and loathing, or fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was looking at this particular Amazon design of a vinyl siding clip, and all it really does is provide a little more stability than the one on Thingiverse, I think. But I don't know. I got to print up a bunch of those, and I guess I don't need a bunch. You can buy them in bags of 100. I probably need 10, so I might as well just print them.
Yeah, if you can print them, then I say go for it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just better just to buy them straight up.
Yeah, sometimes, but it's not like I need to. If I needed it instantly, like the next day or something.
Hey, if you need it, you say you were looking for a 24-volt fan, correct?
24-volt fan with a transparent chassis. Yeah.
Have you talked to Tim at TH3D? See if he has any 24-volt ones.
No. Does he do transparent chassis on fans, or fans with transparent chassis?
He might have one, and then again, he might not. But if you're looking for a 24-volt fan that you could put into a chassis like that.
Well, no, I'm looking for the chassis. I've got plenty of 24-volt fans.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you meant there's no 24-volt fans that have the
No. The fan. I mean, this is the fan, right? It's just a little brushless motor, and you jam the magnet into the rotor, and there you've got your fan, right? But the chassis is the challenge. I bet I could probably buy a 12-volt fan with a transparent chassis and then put the 24-volt electronics into the 12-volt chassis. But I mean, I had to custom design this chassis so that I could, with a press fit, so that I can pop the electronics in and out of it, and so on. So it's the only thing I need to do that's left on here is I need to come up with some clips for the sides that sort of go up here and hold the thing together. I mean, it'll be screwed together, but I figure we should probably clip it together as well. Now, designing those clips is kind of a pain in the ass because it's on a curved surface, and I don't know. There's a right way to do that kind of thing, but my CAD expertise is that we've hit the limits of my CAD expertise, or motivation. I'm not sure which.
Well, how about this? Guys out there in the chat, if you're still around, and they're showing 7 of you are watching, so hopefully those 7 people are designers. If anybody got any kind of CAD knowledge or anything like that, hit Colin up, help him out. Your YouTube is Heathcliff, right? Highcliff?
Hill CT.
Hill CT. There you go, Hill CT. Go hit him up on there. Your email's in the is in your information?
Probably. But hit me up on Twitter or something as Hill CT, and I'll get it. Anyway, no, I think I need to sit down and just do it. It's like it's a motivational thing more than anything else.
Yeah.
You start all these projects and do the fun part, and then it gets tedious and boring, and you stop. Yeah.
No, I know how it is. Trust me.
Yeah.
We've all hit that. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, uh, well, that was the news I had, and I have to hit the gym very soon here. So
Okay. Well,
about 10 minutes. So I got to run. Um, it was good to see you.
good to have you back on.
Yeah, well, I'll try to be around more often, one way or another. Are you doing this every Wednesday these days, or?
I'm going to try to start doing this Wednesdays and earlier in the day. Last night, I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning, staring at my wall, trying to fall asleep.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I hate when I get those nights where you're just like going, "Oh, brilliant ideas pop in your head at three, pop in your head when you go to the washroom at 1 o'clock, and you're like going, crap."
Yeah, it's that and jokes. I spent 25 minutes this morning trying to. This joke popped into my head. This one that I had thought I had written down somewhere, and I didn't. I remembered it. I went to go see if I had in fact written it down, and then it went right out of my head. I spent the next 25 minutes trying to remember what the hell it was, and no luck. So that's what happens, man. We get old, and good to have a notebook nearby.
Oh yeah, always good to have the notebooks nearby.
Yeah.
Well, since you got to take off, I understand that. So everybody's saying take care, Colin.
Yep. Have a good one.
Yep, you too.
All right.
So going back to what Colin was talking about, yeah, uh, mind farts, all that are good stuff. So I'm gonna go do something here. I just gotta run off and take care of a little thing. I'm gonna leave this up running so you guys can still stay in the chat, have some fun. I know our chatters are going to be monitoring the channel a little bit longer, but that's what I was looking for. So I'm going to take a break here. I'll be right back in a few minutes. But have fun, talk to yourselves, and enjoy the video. On my printer, moving back and forth, back and forth. Let's see if anybody figured out what I'm designing. But I'm just going to mute the channel. I'll be right back. only muted because I was actually eating my salad, but I'm going to come back in a few seconds. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mute myself for. Oops. Turn that off. I guess because I'm already monitoring my own stream, didn't realize I had that turned on, so we'll turn that off. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mute my audio again, but I'm going to have music playing in the background while I enjoy chewing on my salad here. But I just want to make sure I have the right microphone selected so you guys can hear the audio. Great. So disable audio processing. Okay, here we go. And hopefully that's not too loud. Okay, guys, I'll be back soon. I'm just gonna let the music play for a little bit. Like I said, it was just my lunch, so that's why I kind of muted the video and muted the audio. But I'll let the music play for a little bit longer. And when I come back, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, we'll continue talking, watching the print continue.
into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you.
Okay, we're back. So hopefully you guys didn't mind that music. That's just a collection of songs I've downloaded over the time from the NTS library. I use some of those songs for whatever I need to do, for when I need to take a break or whatever. So if you guys like it, let me know. If not, let me know also. But yeah, that's just from the library. Barclays is now streaming. Interesting. It's like everybody's streaming when I start my stream. Figures as much. Let's turn this off at least. Exit. No, I go back in there. Exit. There you go. So I can see not much was talked about when I was left. Does anybody have any idea what I'm printing? Just out of curiosity. Anybody? Hey, Derek. I was posting your thing up. Hopefully you got some more subscribers. If not, oh well, we tried. I mean, if you guys want to see Derek's banner again, I'll throw that back up. It's Vikings. There it is. So guys, support my friend Derek. He's in the chat. He's the last person that made a message and says we are back. So if you want to give him some support, please do go over to his channel. down below on the scrolly thing. Follow where it says right now. So yeah, follow Derek, the Logic Print, blah blah blah. Just go to that channel. Just look him up. Subscribe. Say hi. Let them know that you're following because of me and a comment in the video. Just let them know that we support him and that there's other people out there that if you want to know what's going on across the pond, he's the guy to talk to about stuff that goes across the pond in 3D printing in that neck of the woods. Not my channel. My channel's mostly North American based, but we're always happy to help support him. But does anybody have any idea what I'm printing though? Anyone, come on. Let's see if someone's going to put down a big giant hat, then I'll have to hurt them. Oh, you're not free till Monday now. Oh, that sucks, dude. It's like you have to go to bed so early. Just when we started, too. We're ready to party. If I put on the party music. And stop the yawns. I got my cola. The brown stuff. Keep me awake. Tons of caffeine in it. I'm going to be wired soon. But, yeah, I might just let this play for a little bit longer. I got a whole video I got to edit also. Talking about another episode covering Octoprint. But after Octoprint, I really don't know what you guys want me to cover after that. Is there anything that you're thinking of that should be covered that I could cover? Okay, later, Derek. Thanks for jumping in. But yeah, like, what do we want to cover next episode? I'm throwing that out to you guys because you guys are the ones that watch the stream. I do this for you guys. We haven't had the same type of interaction this time around like we did last week. But, these things happen. Sometimes we don't get the same interaction every week. But I just put these out because, well, the community likes them. Community chats, we talk, we have some fun. I know next week, I believe, Mr. Butcherman, you don't have your show next week. Is that correct? For the Makers for Saturday Maker Hangout? If Mr. Butcherman's still there. If not, he probably jumped out. It tends to happen. All of a sudden, we had like 24 people in here, and then it dropped down to 3 when I hit the music on. And this is why I had to mute my microphone, because this little guy was a new kitten. It's a real pain. He's just only 6 months old. Aren't you just a pain? Yeah. Hey, D, how's it going? Hey, you're just a little pain in the butt, aren't you? A little runt? Yes, you are. So, yeah, this little guy's been getting into downstairs and causing a hell of a ruckus whenever he gets down here. I don't know if you can hear him purring here, but he is purring along here. He just wants company, he just likes to explore. But because my basement's full of stuff, I don't like him down here all the time. Unless he wants to come over here and just purr and get rubs and pets, and that's okay. But yeah, if you guys heard me the microphone, it's because he got down here and started causing a racket. Yeah. Oh, that's great to hear that you're getting your PC back up and running. Hey. Yeah, Dee's got his PC back up. You don't know who he is, but yeah. He's just purring like a loud machine right now. But I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to put him back upstairs. So I'm just going to mute my microphone again and just get him out of here. In case you were wondering why I muted my microphone, that's why. This little guy. And I'm back. Sorry about that. People had to put the cat upstairs, and then this came in the mail that I had to sign for. It's for my radio. It's a code plug. It's a unit so I can plug this into my computer, access its memory, and rebuild its code plug. Basically, that's reprogramming this radio with all new information. So, yeah, that's why I was down. That's what took me so long to come back. So, yeah. So what that is just what it does is it plugs right into the radio through the part where my microphone plugs into. Then this then plugs into the USB, and then I can transfer using Chirp, a program that talks to the radio, sends it the information via like you'll hear like by sound, and it then translates those sounds as commands, and those commands then operate the radio and so on and so forth and allow it to get programmed. Nutshell, it's a programming cable. So yeah, that's a little kitty cat that causes trouble in my house all the time. So here's what it is. So because the stream is weak, and we only have like 3 people watching. That's really not a lot of people, but Mr. Butterman is watching chat, so that's a good sign. And we've lost kind of like the whole lot of everybody else. So I don't know if we'll continue this going or not. But right now, I'm waiting for this print to get done. But what do you guys think the print is? Just out of curiosity. Anybody have any guesses? Not take a wild guess. I know I kind of let it slip a couple of times when I am printing, but just take a wild guess if you think you know what it is. All I know is I'm going to be doing a lot of sanding with this after it's done. And a lot of gluing. Thank God I got the gloop. I think my gloop's still good. Last time I checked it, it seemed to be still soluble. So hopefully that's going to work. This time I am making it a lot thicker. I'm going with 4 walls on this one with 10% infill, which is more than enough, I find, with most of my prints. But any guesses? Anyone? And no, Miss Glow, you cannot enter this contest. You already know what I'm printing. Yes, I started it, so there. And if you guys don't know who Miss Glow is, she's one of my co-hosts on many channels I host. Basically, Anime Rewind, which is a channel I'm bringing back, which is going to be covering anime. If you're interested in anime, check out Anime Rewind. We're rebooting that from scratch. I'm going to disconnect all those episodes that are up there right now and just make it a whole damn it. It's going to become a whole it's going to be covering like anime, manga, well, mostly just animated movies, television shows, that type of stuff is where we're going to go dive into of the Japanese sword. So if you're into that stuff, you're welcome to join the channel. If not, it's up to you. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing on that channel. Been thinking about bringing back the Japan Experience podcast about Japanese travel and entertainment. That was done with my co-host, as we call it, Gladiator, aka Russ, who shares the same name as Russell Crowe. Literally, everything, straight down to everything. So he could be related to Russell Crowe. We really don't know. He's never dug into his family tree too much, but it's like it could be my lost uncle, brother, something. And what does that make you? Absolutely just related and just name. That's it. Maybe. Like, okay, well, like that could be something worthwhile looking into. And maybe music. No, I don't think we're going to dive into music with us. For MA Rewind, for the Japan experience, I will be diving back into music, getting back into the J-pop, J-rock generation. And I think mostly we're going to be talking about the older songs, stuff that we know that's coming out that's new. Maybe look at the top 30 once a month, the Oricon top 100, and just talk about J-pop and J-rock in general. But that's a show that I want to restart soon. Don't know when we'll restart it, but it's one of the other shows that I'm working on right now about thinking about restarting and turning into a podcast, bringing the podcast back and using YouTube to broadcast it. Because we do have a YouTube channel for that one too, for the Japan experience. And we do have one for Anime Rewind. But Anime Rewind is going under a hiatus right now. I've recently had to remove some. I'm recently doing some changes to that channel, and that channel will come back up soon. We got plans for everything. It's just finding the time. That's our main goal right now, is having time to do these things. And once we're able to have the time, we'll be able to work a little bit more, get more content out on this channel and on the other channels too. It's just been a lot of work, to say the least. I mean, between what I do, which is absolutely not working right now, but trying to find a job, and Miss Chloe, well, she has a full-time job. Well, she has a job, but doesn't really have the time. Finding time between both of us to do that show has been a little bit of a chore. But you know what? We're working hard. We're trying to get it all done, and soon we'll have a show for you. So, my question is to Miss Chloe, since she's on the chat, did you want in? If she says, yeah, I'll send her a link. If she says no, then I won't send her a link. It's up to her. One thing that gets annoying after a while is listening to your printer going, I'm actually thinking of getting silent steppers for this printer, and maybe for the CR10. And ladies and gentlemen, I hate to tell you bad news, but the CR10's up and running. It's not working, but it's up and running. I haven't done a first print with it yet because I haven't figured out what I'm going to print with it yet. I might just do a Benchy, print that out, and then see how the printer reacts to the Benchy and see how good it looks and see if it leaked anywhere. Well, I'm putting stuff away. Okay, so I guess she wants on. So we'll send her a link and get her on here. And then we'll just talk about anything 3D printer related. But she doesn't have a 3D printer, so a Benchy? Yeah, a Benchy. See, the problem with the CR10 is it has a new nozzle on it. I replaced the heater block, but last time it leaked. Literally, the filament leaked and came out at the top instead of coming out. Well, it came out of the nozzle, but not right. And then over time, it started leaking from the top. Well, this has nothing to do with the artillery. Has something to do with my the printer, and trying to get it to work. That's a printer. That's a black thing you're seeing, and behind the nozzle. Like if you take a look when this bed goes back, see where it says Blue Ender? Right behind that is a CR10. CR10 does work. It does turn on. All the internals are still the stock. But it's the flow that's the issue, because I think what's happening is there's too much going into the E3D hot end, which I checked. It doesn't seem to be. But I think there may be a problem that too much is going into it, causing it to jam up and then causing it to backflow out of the nozzle through the threads and going up out of there. But I've heated it up. nozzle. No, it doesn't have stock. It still has a stock extruder. That's correct. But I don't think that's the case. I think what's happening is I think something was going on between the heat break and filament coming through the nozzle. That something happened there, and the filament was and the whatever buildup was pushing up and going through the threads and then leaking out that way on the top and then dripping on over. I noticed it when I was printing with Pet G when I had it cranked up big time, and then I noticed all this black stuff was bubbling up from the top, and I could see all that just destroyed the living crap out of that heat block. So I had to buy a new heat block, new thermistor. Thank God I was able to save the heater cartridge, and I was able to save the nozzle. I was able to save the heat break, cleaned it all off, torched it, did what I could, but I couldn't save the heat block. The heat block was totally shot. Thermistor got glued in there nice and tight, so I couldn't even get the thermistor out. So I had to go buy another heat block, buy a new thermistor, put that all in there. Now it's just like I hit the start button. Literally, I'm scared to do it again because I know I got to re-level the bed, get that all re-leveled, and then I got to go do a print. And that's why I'm going to start off with something small, like a benchy. You know, I feel like talking to somebody to write a song like Chris Riley loves benchies. Yeah, that'll be an awesome song to come up with. Just like that one guy did a song about how Delta destroys guitars. If you've never seen that, just type in Delta destroyed my guitar or Delta destroys guitars. It's actually a funny little video. It was about a guy took his guitar on a trip for a concert, and they destroyed his guitar. You watch the baggage handlers as they were throwing items everywhere, and he wrote a song about it. Delta said, sorry that this has happened, but we don't replace guitars. Miffed as he was, he decided to write a song about it. And, you know, people on the internet took notice. Delta's stock dropped big time, and Delta still has never replaced his guitar, even though he proved it was them that did it. And they still said, no, we're not replacing your guitar. But yeah, I plan to print just a benchy, maybe a whole bunch of them, and see if I still get that problem. It happened when I printed my headphone stand for a pair of headphones. Like I have a pegboard here, but not in my bedroom, and that's where my good pair of headphones stay. Which are my portable headphones. Well, you know, I just have them down here today because I was using them. These are it. These are my Sony MDX 750s. These things have been rock solid. They do great. Whenever I run it on Bluetooth on my phone, these connect with no problem. I've had no issues with these. Sorry. No problem with these at all. They work great. Yeah. They work great as earmuffs too, believe it or not. They work really, really well for keeping my ears warm, especially during the winter time. And during the summer, they are horrible. Horrible. But you know what? When these first came out, these were like $170. 170. Now you can probably find these for $60, maybe. But these things have been rock solid. Never failed me once. The only problem is they suck for don't know why I got the yawns all of a sudden, but they suck for talking. A lot of my friends say I sound very muffled when I have these on talking to them. So I don't usually wear these when I'm on the phone or anything. They're just for music only and when I'm exercising. But that's only because they have a flat sound. So let's talk about sound. And this is going to get really, really mathematical crazy, but hopefully you guys can follow. So most music nowadays seems to revel on bass, which is low frequencies in the spectrum. So your treble is your high frequency, your bass is your low frequencies. That's why when you hear like a bass drum, it's like boom, like a very low hum and rattle. So when I want music, I want a flat bass, flat line. What does it mean by flat line? That means all your treble is down to a flat level, usually about a 5 on the equalized scale, and your bass is at 5 at an equal level, and your volume's at a straight level, tied into both of them. So when you turn your volume, both levels go up or both levels go down, depending on how you have your system set up. That you like, may you like more treble, may you like more bass, depending on how you like your sound. Me personally, I like a flat level so I can actually hear what's going on all levels. This comes from me playing music for so many years in high school. So my ear is well tuned to audio. I can pick up a bad note. I can pick up a bad sound. I can just tell by just hearing, like, the novice person won't hear a note out of tune. I tend to hear notes out of tune. I can tell you your B flat is actually sounds more like a C. And Bill go, no, it doesn't. I said, pull out a tuning fork. Boom, play it. And you'll just see it. And if you know how to listen to a tuning fork when you're playing the right note, you can hear when it's out of whack. And it's just like, okay, yeah, just a little bit. Ding, ding, ding. And you're listening to your tuning fork to see if you can get the tune just right. So when he was playing his B, I pulled out my tuning fork, went boing, listen to your B, play your B again. He plays it, and I said, listen to the tuning fork, and then press your B. And you notice that he was out of tune. He was timed to a C because my tuning fork was tuned to C. And he was like, oh, whoa, okay. So he kind of adjusted himself and played it again. He's like, there we go. But it's like, I can pick up on that. I've been really good with my hearing in that sense. So when I learned to adjust for sound levels and everything else, I can detect a low hum, a high hum. I can do that in my sleep. And when it comes to music and everything else, it's kind of like a background of mine that I can tell a bad note from a good note. It's just something I've been able to do since I was young. So, yeah. Friend just posted a video to his channel. Basically, it has a squirrel spinning around like crazy on a bird feeder. Me, I think that squirrel would be dizzy by now and let go of it and drop. But he's got a good click on there. Oh, he's losing the fitting. It's going to fall off the feeder. I don't know. I want to get Martha in here. Okay, so while I wait for her to respond to that, check your Facebook, Miss Glow. And we'll see if she jumps in or not. But yeah, link's been sent to you. So yeah, but I can tell like a bad note from a good note to a harsh note to a sign note to any type of note. And it comes from, if you've ever learned a music. I started learning music. I started learning piano. I learned how to do it on, and then I started learning trombone because ear for sound. Trombone, because we are using sliders. We don't use, there's no like buttons or anything to press. Like with a saxophone, you have buttons. With a flute, you have notes that work like buttons, so it contracts or constricts the air. With a saxophone, with a trombone, you use a slider to restrict the air. So you have to know your notes well. You have to know where to stop for that note. So that's why I learned in high school. And I could follow the notes and try to pick it up. But when I'm in a group, I can do it easily. When I'm alone by myself, it's like, and it's just trying to hear which level's the right level. When I'm in a group is like, so I learned trombone. I learned how to use that. I know how the notes are on the trombone. I know from lower to higher, higher, lower. So that's why I like a flat sound, because then I can hear everything clearly. I can hear it from bass, treble, words, lyrics, everything in one. Some people can only hear the lower parts. Earphone manufacturers are now doing what I call is monkey. What do? They monkey with the sound levels. So audio that you would hear that would be nice, steady sound, it would be a flat sound, will sound like almost like the bass has been pushed up too much. So it sounds muffled like this in the background. And I'm like going, what the hell am I hearing in the background? And, you know, some other kids go, oh, wow, that's a lot of bass. I'm like, huh. That is just too much bass. I'm waiting for Miss Glue to set in her camera a little bit better because I can only see the top of her forehead. But anyways, so bass is hard. It's loud. It is too loud at times. So then you got to adjust the treble. Well, the treble is slammed down so hard that everybody sounds a little muffled. And it's just like, oh, can't you guys just make earphones straight sound? Give me a flat level. I have a level in my phone. You know, my phone has the equalizer. I can use my phone's equalizer. Just give me flat sound. Nope. But yeah, no, unless you're willing to pay for close to $300 to $400 headphones, then you can get flat sound. Well, let's see if Miss Glow's ready to come back in yet. Haven't seen any message from her. Well, it's not working for you. I could see video for a little while and then she jumped out. Okay. No, I could see you. I just have to accept you into the room. Are you saying you couldn't hear me or anything like that? If that's the case, then yeah. Like when you're in the green room, you should be able to hear me still on the microphone, chatting and talking, but you won't hear me when I'm talking on this. Yeah, like on CR10, just talking about dock extruders. There it is right there. So I always put this back on my CR10. So connection was crap. Okay. Well, these things happen, you know. If you don't have good if you're not have good speed, then this happens. Connection issues. Well, she's back again. Hang on. Let's see if we can hear her. Okay, we can see your head. Miss Glow, can you hear us?
I can barely hear you.
Turn up your microphone then. Because we're broadcasting okay. My levels are showing I am at pretty low volume here. Hang on. Let me go adjust this here. Ugh. How's that? Better? Okay, looks like we lost her again. Yep, we lost her again. Oh well. Nice try anyways, but I guess it's not going to work, so at least we tried. But yeah, so maybe we'll call this an end for the night. I'm going to let this continue, but since no one kind of gave me any idea what they were looking for or anything like that, we'll just call this an end for today, and we'll come back next week and try this again, probably earlier, hopefully. And we'll see if anybody has any idea what I'm printing. It's up to you guys. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to go start editing that video and try to get it up for Friday. May not be up Friday. It might be up tomorrow. Not really 100% sure what I'm going to do with it, but we'll work on it. But yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have yourselves a great day, and we'll talk soon. Anyways, thanks, everyone. Bye now.